It is finally time to tackle my bedroom styling. Honestly, I've been a bit intimidated by the styling of this bedroom, which I will explain in this video. But basically, you know, some rooms come with more challenges than others, and this bedroom is no exception. And I really want to approach the styling of my bedroom really mindfully. Like, really think about what I want and plan out the aesthetic that I want to achieve. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my process of doing that. Planning the styling of a room before you start making decor decisions and buying new decor that could potentially not work out. Say hello to Hilo. Right? We want to be mindful with our styling, don't we? We don't want to waste any money, right? And if you're new here, my name is Steffi, and on this channel, I give small apartment styling tips and cozy living inspiration. I've been living in this apartment for 5 months now. Watch this playlist if you want to see that whole saga unfold. Frankly, this bedroom and how stark it's looking is not good for my maximalist heart. But here's why it's taken this long. I, as many of you know, had planned on putting a very specific wallpaper up on this wall. I wanted to use the same wallpaper as the last apartment that I lived in, the bedroom in that space. I basically wanted to just pretty much like copy paste the styling of my bedroom in my last apartment and just put it in here because I loved that bedroom. Honestly, I think it's the prettiest room I've ever styled. And I had planned on staying in that apartment a lot longer than I actually did. Again, watch this playlist to see all that drama. So I wanted to do it again. I wasn't ready to let it go. But here's the problem. This is a gigantic wall. I reached out to the Etsy seller who sells this particular wallpaper with the new dimensions of this wall, and they got back to me with a little bit of a hitch. Basically, in order to keep the resolution of the image at a high quality, they would have to double up the image. Like, they couldn't stretch out the single statement image that I wanted. They were going to have to basically double it up. And this is not what I want. I like that one statement of the big floral. The second you double up that image, it takes a lot of the visual impact of the floral arrangement away. So this basically disqualified this wallpaper from being used in this bedroom. Do not fret, however, I actually ended up ordering it for the living room. I was actually thinking about using it in the living room anyway, because it would look so pretty behind the gold sofa that I have. So it wasn't a total loss. It's now gonna be in the living room where the wall is much more appropriately sized. So that's great. The problem is now I have to figure out what to do with this gigantic beast of a wall. So this wall is the biggest challenge in this bedroom. And there are also a bunch of other things that I want to do styling-wise in here. So I'm actually gonna get behind the camera and take you through the room and point out sort of what my vision is, what I want, what some of my ideas are, and then we'll go from there. So this is what my bedroom is looking like right now. Like I said, definitely not as decorated as I would like it to be. Is this what it's like to be a minimalist. But yeah, this is just, it's not me having this big blank chunk of wall. You know, that is just not my style. I need some stuff going on. So basically my overall vision for the bedroom is definitely sort of a dark, boho, vintage vibe. Definitely want drama, which is what the wallpaper was supposed to achieve, but that's just not gonna happen. So basically what I'm envisioning for this room, like what I think it needs, is definitely some wall art above the bed. It needs definitely some decor on this console table, and then also some wall art. This is this is so sad. This whole like boring, unstyled situation really just symbolizes how kind of lost I've been feeling when it comes to decorating this bedroom. I don't know. And as you can see, the dresser that I had right there is now moved over to the hallway, which I am really liking. It gives some visual interest to this hallway area, as well as some nice storage. And then it frees up some space on this wall. It definitely was feeling a bit crowded against the corner of the bed. And I have something specific that I want to do with this wall, and that is to get a big floor length mirror. I think that will open up the bedroom so much, and then kind of continue the window in a sense. Like by putting a mirror here, you're kind of continuing the window effect. One thing I wish they would have done when they were building this apartment, I wish they would have continued the windows. Like that would be much prettier, but since they didn't do that, I'm gonna create a little faux window of my own with a big floor length mirror. And then ideally, I would also like to get some different decor for the desk area. This is not really how I want it to look. I mean, I love this vase and floral piece, but it's a little, I don't know, it's feeling a little big and out of place. And of course that could change once I establish some visual interest above the bed. So we'll see. The only thing I'm sure I want to do with the desk is I would like to get a mirror to put on the desk, sort of leaning against the wall, because I actually use my desk more as a vanity than a workspace. Like I do my hair and makeup every morning at this desk, so I would like to make it more of a proper vanity. So that's the one thing with my desk decor that I am sure I want to do. And then one final thing that I am kind of considering, I probably won't do this just because it would be such a feat and frankly such a pain in the ass, but if I decided I wanted to really go for it in here, I mean, wouldn't it be great to have just all black walls? I mean, wouldn't that be nice? Again, that might be a little too much for me to handle. Like, I think I might want to keep it simple, but in a perfect world, like if I could just snap my fingers and make this a totally dark decor, black walled bedroom, I would do that. But before I do anything drastic like that, I definitely want to see what I can do just with wall art and like pretty little things and see if that elevates the bedroom enough for me. So now that I've gone through my overall vision for this bedroom and I've like identified the actual things that I want and where I want them, then it's time for the next step in the styling planning process. And that is to shop my current stuff. So after envisioning what you want in a room, look around at the stuff you have. Ideally, we want to spend as little money as possible and consume as little as possible. So before doing any shopping of any kind, I like to shop what I currently have. So I have a bunch of decor that's been stored away, plus I'm considering switching out some of my living room decor to the bedroom. And the first order of business is to see if I have anything that will establish the visual focal point above the bed. Tackling the focal point of the room first is a really good practice when styling a space, because once you have the focal point figured out, everything else kind of falls into place more easily. And in most bedrooms, the bed and the area around it is gonna be the focal point, most likely. So for above my bed, one idea that I have from stuff that I currently own already is to put the black and white floral art that I have in the living room right now above the bed, because obviously those are gonna come down when I put the wallpaper up, and they could potentially look really good. It effectively kind of potentially achieves the visual that the wallpaper would have, in a way, like a different version of it. Like it's still a large black and white floral statement, just done in a different way. Now this might not work because these pieces might be too big, they might be too tall. So, you know, it's just a matter of trying things out and seeing if they work. So that's one thing I'm gonna try. I'm also thinking about moving the foggy tree art that I have above the bed. Again, not sure if the sizing is right, so I'll just have to try it. And I'm also considering putting the sound waves above my bed as well, like I had in my studio apartment. I loved that look in my studio, so I might move those sound waves over there. The problem with that is I really love them above the TV. So again, we'll see. And then if none of that wall art ends up working out for above the bed, that's when I will start to shop for something new. For example, something I'm thinking about is a vintage looking tapestry, sort of like these ones, for like a sort of boho vintage, dark, moody glamour vibe. So we'll see. Either way, whether I use something I currently have or I buy something new, the idea is this is the focal point of the bedroom and I want to get it right. So the next phase of the style planning process, after I have established what I want from the space and what I currently own that could possibly be used for the space, then it's about really tapping into what I want in my heart. This must be done before buying new things, because it really is important to tap into what your personal needs are, like what you actually want and need from your space on like an emotional level. And yes, this is a bit sappy and sentimental, but that is my approach to interior styling. So I'm gonna tap into all that for my bedroom. Honestly, I feel a little lost and overwhelmed right now when it comes to styling this room, which tends to happen for all of us when it comes to decorating a space. So I need to ground myself in what I actually want this room to be for me, aesthetically, experientially, and emotionally. And to do that, there are a few questions that I like to ask myself when it comes to styling a room. And I actually put this in workbook form for my online course, Small Apartment Styling School. If you're interested in that, by the way, I will link to it in the description below. But basically, this workbook, it's called the Interior Styling Confidence Workbook. It's all about establishing your identity in your styling through a series of questions. So I'm going to answer these questions for myself, and the idea is that it will ground me in who I am as a person and help me tap into what my style identity is. So the next phase in my interior styling planning process is the fun part, shopping. So I've actually been shopping here and there online for the past few weeks, and I've just been kind of collecting links and images, and I have created a mood board. I highly recommend creating a mood board of the things you're thinking about buying because it just helps you visualize what things could potentially look good together. I use Canva, highly recommend Canva for making mood boards. And if you want, after you have played around with different sort of combinations of the decor on your mood board, you can even create a rough mock-up. You can take a photo of the room, put it in Canva, and simply drag the decor items around, just to get somewhat of an idea of what they could look like in the space and together. It's not going to be perfect, but it can help you visualize things. So for my bedroom, this combination of decor items is kind of where I'm landing right now. Ultimately, you really won't know how things look until you start trying things in the space. And that's where the interior styling planning process ends, because this is where you start taking action. Start trying things in the space and see what clicks. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And I will be covering that part of the styling process in an upcoming video, hopefully one very soon, because like I said, I'm so tired of this bedroom being so incomplete visually. So I wanna get this show on the road. So I will be doing a video that documents actually doing the physical styling in this bedroom. As much as I would love to give you a before and after in this video, I just can't because I'm a real person living in a real space, and as much as I would love to make my YouTube channel like an HGTV show where all in one video you get the whole process, including a beautiful before and after, I cannot do that. Plus, I think it's definitely worthwhile talking about planning the styling because I think that's something a lot of us skip. And that can often lead to making styling choices that don't end up working out in the space or in your daily life. I personally like to take a super mindful, intentional, and yes, kind of sappy and sentimental approach to interior styling, and to do a lot of like inner work before you actually start buying things. You're more likely to actually create a space that feels like your home if you do. Let me know in the comments below, what's your approach to the start of your styling process like? Are you like me and you do a lot of planning and you're super mindful about it and really like think things through and kind of get in your head about it, I guess you could say? I guess that's a potential drawback to this process. Or are you more spontaneous? Do you shoot from the hip when you're shopping? Do you shop from the hip? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, your apartment is destined to be pretty, and you are pretty powerful.